Hello, everyone. Today I'm here to discuss with you, or to demo for you, I should say, the new GoPro wireless microphone system. And I have a screenshot there of the complete kit, and we're going to walk through the different parts of it. And I'm going to tell you some things that are in the manual, and I'm going to give you a few little demos for that. So um, it's going to be a fairly detailed video. So um, hopefully I'll cover all of the things that you need to know to use this correctly. Okay, here is page one of the manual, and it clearly shows you the case that the microphone kit comes in. There is a USB-C power charger port right there. This case will allow you to recharge the microphone components uh, 2 full times. And you see right here the connection, the other end of the connection, which can be either to a computer or power bank or even an AC adapter for a wall outlet. Here is the status lights for the charging case, and you can tell at what percentage you are at with the case depending on how many lights are showing. Something you see on lots of battery cases of this sort. Here at the bottom it says, be sure to fully charge the battery every 3 months to maintain optimal battery health. This is the Mission 1 metal case that came with my Mission 1 camera when I pre-ordered. The GoPro company was, I think, throwing this out there as an incentive. It has a side area, I think it's over here, that you can connect a handle to, and you can, oh, yeah, and you can connect a handle to it and use it to take pictures. It's not really a feature I would use. I like the case itself without the handle, so as to uh, use it to protect the GoPro camera. This right here is a piece that I had to order. I'm going to show you a couple of things that make this particular cable necessary. It is basically a USB-C to 3.5 millimeter adapter audio cable, and I picked it up on Amazon for about $13, I think. This is the pass-through door right here. As anyone who's ever used a GoPro knows, when you get your GoPro camera, it has a solid door here that you can open to put the battery and the SD card in. This is a pass-through door you can use to connect a USB-C. It could be, something to charge the battery in the camera without having to take the battery out. You can even connect it to a Volta, I believe, to use run off the battery of that. This is the Mission 1 with the pass-through door on the camera, and it's inside the metal cage. This is the Mission 1 in the metal cage, and you see the wireless mic receiver up here, and it's connected to the camera through the adapter cable that I showed you earlier. Here is my GoPro 13 Hero Black. It is connected uh, to the media mod, and it has the receiver. This, however, does not use the adapter cable. It uses a regular 3.5 to 3.5 cable from the receiver to the back of the media mod. And here you see the connection point at the bottom. On the media mod, you have basically 1, 2, 3 doors, and the audio port will be at the very bottom. All right, this is the second page, I believe, second or third page of the manual. And I wanted to show you some of the, how to navigate, how to navigate the transmitter. And I've highlighted here in different colors a few of the steps for navigating with the power button, which is here on the side. And I'll just kind of read it and I'll demo it here shortly. Okay, the first one is just to press one time to turn the transmitter off. So if it's off, press it one time to turn it on. Once it's on and you want to turn it off, you press and hold for 2 seconds. All right, so that's the on-off technique. The one in red here is the toggling between receiver mode and Bluetooth mode. And while the receiver is on, you quickly press 3 times and you will be able to toggle between a slow flashing green light and a slow flashing blue light. The green light is is basically means that it is ready to be paired with, well, not, yeah, it's ready to be paired with the receiver. And the slow flashing blue means it's ready to be paired with the Bluetooth camera itself. All right, so blue is for Bluetooth, obviously, and the green is there to represent the receiver. Right here on the green, speaking of green, while the transmitter is on, if you press the power button, this thing right here, one time while it's on, it will activate the noise reduction feature of the transmitter. And right down here at the bottom in the blue, as you see right here, it says the tricky step. Sorry, it cut off right there. I didn't give enough screen for the recording. But right here, this is the tricky part for this receiver, because what it says here is that while the transmitter is off, press and hold for 5 seconds. And what this will do is we'll put it into pairing mode. All right. So in the pairing mode will be fast blue flashing lights on the side. All right. But this is kind of a tricky one. Excuse me. I will show you, I'll demo for you kind of how tricky it was for me. And the last one here is it's right down here. If you need to reset the transmitter entirely, press and hold for 10 seconds and it will do that. I'm not sure what sort of situation would require that, but it's also an option. Okay, this is the case, and I'm going to show you a few features here and talk about them as I display them. All right, there is the transmitter. Notice it's slow flashing blue. I'm going to press and hold it, turn it off. It's completely off. So step one here is to turn it on. So just press, give it a good, there you go. And then it turns on. And then press and hold for 2 seconds and it shuts down. All right, next step. This step, turning it on. And now I'm going to toggle with the 3 presses. 1, 2, 3. Now, notice it did not change. It did not change. I'm still in blue there. I'm trying to toggle between Bluetooth to receiver mode. All right. I pressed the power button, but I didn't press it fast enough. So I'm going to do better here. And boom, there it is. It finally turned green because I pressed it quicker. And then I go back to Bluetooth by 3 quick presses. Now I'm going to press and hold and turn it off again. All right. Now, while this is the tricky step right here, I want to put the receiver in pairing mode. And while the receiver is off, I have to press and hold the button for 5 seconds. Now I'm going to go through this a few times and you're going to see, how it does not switch, and I have to do it like 4 times, so bear with me here. Okay, here we go. Press and hold for 5 seconds. Nope. So I got to turn it back off. Press and hold. Okay, let's try again. Try to, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. I just counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can tell, I'm having a really hard time. It's still that slow blue. And the slow blue just indicates that the device is discoverable by the camera. It's not pairing. Okay. A fast blue flash is what I'm looking for here. And again, I still can't get it. And that's obviously a lack of skill on my part, but I think I'm just not counting out 5 seconds long enough. See, again, it just, I still can't get it. So I'm going to, again, turn it off again and press and hold 5 seconds. And let's see, there we go, pressing. And any luck? Yay! It finally works. So you see me there. I have the fast flashing blue. So now I'm in pairing mode. All right, I'm in pairing mode and I'm going to turn it off. Okay. On this particular document, this basically talks about how to pair the device with the camera. You turn on Bluetooth, either on your phone or on the device, and you go to the pair device screen on the camera in the dashboard there. And look what it says right here. This is the thing that I struggled with. It says, when pairing the device for the first time, start with the transmitter off and press and hold the power pairing button for 5 seconds. Now it says for the first time. I'll talk a little bit more about what that wording is indicating. It says, look for a fast blinking blue light that indicates it's in pairing mode. All right. Um, And let's see, in the green here, it says, if you do not have to repair your device after the initial pairing, if the transmitter status is green, press the button 3 times to switch to Bluetooth. I have found the best thing if I want to pair my device, the transmitter here, I just turn the whole thing off and then I go through the 5-second count on the power button and hopefully get the fast flashing blue lights. So I have not really, while the device is on, and then switch over to Bluetooth. If it's already paired, it might work, but I just found it easier for me just to turn the device off and then start from the get-go there. All right, it says there, the status light on the mic transmitter should turn solid blue after a successful connection. So once you're paired, you have a solid blue light on the transmitter. Now down here at the very bottom, that thing's out of the way. There we go. This is important. The sound quality. If you are connecting the transmitter directly via Bluetooth to the camera, you're only going to get the 16-bit depth at 32 kilohertz. All right. Now, if you use the TRS cable, you're going to get 24-bit 48 kilohertz audio recording, which is a deeper, richer audio file. So keep that in mind. If you're going to use Bluetooth, your quality of audio is going to be good, but it's not going to be as rich, I think is the word I'm looking for, as it would be had you used the TRS cables that I showed you earlier. All right, now I'm going to do a little demo here for you. You see the connecting, that's the GoPro 13, and I've got it connected 3.5 to 3.5 on the media mod. And so I'm going to press the power button, just press it and it comes on. And okay, flashing green means it's stopped right there. Flashing green, you saw the bars there, flashing green. That means that the device itself is discoverable. Doesn't mean it's in pairing mode. It means it's discoverable for the transmitter. This green light here means not only that the receiver is on, but if the light is green, that means you are recording in stereo. And over here, when you first saw me turn it on, you saw several white lights over here in a kind of curved shape, and then they went away, and then this green light showed up. Those five, I think it's five little white dots that were over here indicate battery power of the receiver. All right. So it gives you, when you first turn it on, if you want to see how much battery life is in it, those little white lights will tell you. And then from there, you just have the one green light, and you can adjust that green light. That's your gain dial, and you can adjust it with the handle over here on the side. It goes up to plus 12, then plus 9, plus 6, 0, then minus 6, minus 9, minus 12 at the bottom. So that's the range of your gain control. That's right here. All right, now I'm going to have a magnetic case lid, and it's pretty solid. It doesn't want to open, so I thought I had it on, had it backwards. All right, you see right there, you see the flashing. Okay, let me explain what you're seeing there. Okay, I took the transmitter out, and here you see one solid green and one flashing green. And you'll see in a minute here when I get the transmitter back in frame that it will be a solid green. So what that tells me is the solid green light on the transmitter and the solid green light on the receiver, that means those two are connected. The flashing green, since there's another transmitter over here, it's saying that, hey, I can take another microphone connection if you need to. All right. Now, eventually this is going to turn off. So and you see the solid green on the transmitter, and then you see the solid green on the receiver. They're connected. Now take the next one out, and what you're going to notice, boom, right there, it stopped flashing, and you have a solid green on the second transmitter, and you have a solid green on the receiver. Really sorry I didn't realize I had cut off the the little captions down here. Apologize for that. It says pairing the transmitter and receiver. That's what that says. Okay, this is in the manual, obviously, the PDF, and it shows you the plug-in. It gives a breakdown of what is what, gives you a diagram there. There's the power button, and I talked about the transmitter status. Is it connected to the receiver or not? You see the dial gain control here. This right here, this first one, notice there's the power button. This first hole on the side is for headphones, and the second is for the audio cable to connect to the camera. There's your cold shoe mount. There is your what is that back there? Well, it says number 8. Oh yeah, that's that is actually a port, and you can use the port, the USB-C, to charge the device if you just want to bypass the case and just charge it with a computer or battery brick. You can do that. And now it says here data port. I actually plug this in right here, not this. I plug this into my computer to see if my computer would recognize it as possibly a drive of some sort. I thought maybe it would store some of the audio files on there. Like on the Rode Wireless Go 2, the receiver the transmitter actually stores the file on the transmitter as well as on the video file itself. So this apparently does not. I did not see that. It did not. My computer did not recognize it, so I don't think it does that. I think it just stores the audio file, or actually files, because you can add a safety file. Stores it on the video track itself. Right here are the connections. When you put it in the case can charge through those connections. All right, here's the receiver display explained. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through what I just showed you a minute ago. Going to turn it off, and it's off right now. So I will press the power button quickly. Turns on, and you see the flashing lights, which means it's discoverable for the transmitters. And okay, right there, I want to show you this. You see this, I pressed the button and it went to an amber color. And what that means, when you see this, it means that the uh, recording is recording in stereo, but it's recording a safety track that you can use in post editing if you need to. Okay, so I pressed that one time and it turned to amber, and then I'm going to press it again, and you'll notice that it is now white. All right. What that indicates is I'm no longer recording in stereo. I'm now recording a mono track. All right. So if you have both of these connected, a mono track is going to take both of the audio and put it into a single file. And there you see the flashing, which indicates that the receiver is ready to be found by the transmitters. And then over here, like I mentioned before, you see the gain settings, and then you can turn the dial to get to the gain setting that you want. And going to turn it off. And that's pretty much it for the receiver. Again, just kind of by way of review, you see the light connections here, or I should say the different coding for the lights. Solid green means you are connected to the transmitter, that the receiver is connected to the transmitter. Blinking, slow blinking means it's discoverable. That is, that if you turned on the transmitter would find the receiver because the receiver is in a state of being discovered. And of course, the fast blinking is the pairing mode that that you would need to pair the receiver with the transmitter. But this thing comes actually prepared. So if you were to take it right out of the case and you pulled the receiver out and you pulled the transmitter out, they would automatically pair. I think what this is for is like if you had to reset it, to reset the receiver or the transmitter, you would have to pair it again. And the way I would do that is the exact same way I did it with Bluetooth. I would turn off the transmitter, and then I would press and hold for 5 seconds and get that green light, and that flashing green light, I should say, the fast flashing green light. And once you have that, then the receiver will pair with the transmitter. Kind of complicated, I know, but you kind of get used to it too. All right, another little Bluetooth pairing demo. I actually kind of messed this up a little bit, but you see the configuration there, have the USB-C there and the TSR 3.5 jack there in the receiver. That's the mission one in the metal cage. Turning it on. You saw that battery status light up. Now notice this, it's in receiver mode, okay? This is where I messed up. I'm trying to do a Bluetooth pairing, but I kept looking at this and it distracted me, but I'll show you. I eventually get it, but I'll show you how this works. All right. So turn the camera on. and I go to the pairing window. Well, actually, I'm going to take the transmitter out, and notice it is flashing blue. All right, right there, it's slow flashing blue, and so that's the mode I'm in right now. So I'm going to navigate over, swipe over to preferences, then connections. And now there is the Bluetooth connecting screen, and it's searching right there. It says searching. So I'm trying to hook this to this. And I'm going to turn it off. And I need to put it into the pairing mode. So press and hold for 5 seconds. And look at there. I actually got it on the first try. You saw earlier I was struggling. I actually got it on the first try, getting that fast blinking blue light. And then right when I did that, you saw the device show up here on the list, and you connect them. Have to, yeah, it says it's connected. Now it is connected. You see that solid blue light there. And then there's the audio track. Whenever you connect a device, one of the mics, I should say, to the camera, the external mic will always be track 1. This is going to be the microphones from the camera. Now, what's confusing me here, the microphones from the camera should not be on. And then when I turn it around to the front, if you notice there, it's blue and it's flashing green, right? So I thought I was connected, but I wasn't. I did the connecting through the Bluetooth properly. All right, now look what happened. I did the 3 quick presses on the transmitter, and I have a solid green light. So the first step was actually correct. I actually had the transmitter and the camera paired. But I was looking at this and I thought, oh, okay, now I need to switch it over to the receiver. And I did. And again, it's that flashing green means it still can be discovered by the second transmitter. Yeah, that was a little confusing. Sorry about that. But I was able to successfully pair the Bluetooth using the Bluetooth method, and then I switched over to the receiver pairing. Yeah, there it is. Actually, let me see. Let it run a little bit. There you see you see how that second track went away on the few seconds ago. You had that audio track, and then you had that second one. That second one was the microphones from the camera, and I didn't want that. I just want the microphone audio from the external microphone. So once I connected to the receiver, that went away. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. Oh, no, I sorry, didn't turn it off. I put it into safety track mode. And then there is the mono mode. And there is the stereo mode. And also notice after you see that second light is no longer flashing, it has quit becoming discoverable, I guess you could say, uh, at least while the transmitter is in the case. So it's not flashing anymore. So you just see one solid light here and one solid green light here. And here I pressed the power button one time while the transmitter was on, and notice on the other side of the green light, on the other side, you see a white light. And then you see the transmitter change from green to white up here. I now have the noise reduction feature on. Turning off the receiver and then turning off the transmitter. Okay, this is the well, I should say some more information on the receiver. Golly, it cut off there again on me, didn't it? Should do better. Okay, anyway, I think you can make this out. Solid green here means stereo recording. That's what I showed you earlier, just above the power button. Solid white means a mono recording. And then a solid amber means mono recording with safety track. Oh, I misspoke. Previously, I said it was still recording in stereo when it was amber. I need to correct myself. It's recording in mono when it has the amber light on. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But it's also recording a safety track which appears on the video file itself. Down here at the bottom, I mentioned up here on the receiver, you had your gain settings, but while you're using the receiver, of course, the battery, or yeah, the battery for the receiver, because it has to be charged, will slowly dissipate. And you see the color codes right here. The first one, the yellow one, means you are at between 1 and 20%. All right. So those, you see that right there, the yellow right there at the bottom. So once your gain is set and you're filming and you're using the receiver and all of that, and if you get low, it starts to change, and you see the colors here. So this would be light 1, which is at the very bottom, light 2, light 3, light 4, light 5. And over here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so if you see those lights, if you're up here at light 5, you're in good shape. That's also the corresponding plus 12 dB setting. All right. But once you've set your gain and you're using it, and as the battery depletes, these lights will change from green, or let's see, yeah, change. It says white light, so the white light will show up there. So I haven't run into that situation yet because I haven't used it for any sort of extended period of time. But anyway, just be aware of that. That the battery status will be indicated on the gain settings. Let's see. Right here, we mentioned again, you had a solid green on these lights mean it's connected. A solid white would indicate noise reduction is on. And lastly, that first opening right there on the side next to the power button, that's going to be for your headphone. Okay, so be aware of that. Don't put your headphone into the other one right there. You want to put headphones right there. I have not used it with headphones. I probably never will. Now, this is the other thing I have not talked about at all. There is another receiver, a USB-C receiver that you can plug into your phone. If you see that shape there, it's clearly a phone, and you can connect it. It runs off the power of the phone, and it has different components to it. You got a power button. You've got a gain setting there. You click the power button, and it will, you cycle through from the low to the high. Unlike the receiver, the gain settings for this particular receiver, the phone receiver, go from, there are basically three: -12, 0, and +12. And that's it. You don't have a 6 or a 9 on the positive or the negative side of the gain setting. So, and the same sort of thing here. If you want to pair it, the transmitter, uh, you have to press and hold for 5 seconds, and you got to learn how to count to 5 seconds. Apparently, I don't do that very well because it took me multiple tries, as you saw. Again, you have other indications here. Solid green means connected. Blinking green means discoverable. Fast green means pairing, and then white means noise reduction is on. So that's what those lights will mean. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. You can fiddle with this. I'm sure I might use this at some point with my phone, but it's not a particularly pressing item for this video.